Hi, in this video a Sherwood double cassette deck model DD-2010C, and it's so similar to model DD-1010C that even in Sherwood's sales literature both decks are represented by the one picture. So if you got either, stick around. Digiline 2 stereo double cassette deck DD-2010C. Dolby B and Dolby C are two of these buttons. The other two are for continuous play and high-speed dubbing. Manual recording level, and that is it. Let's have a look inside the cassette wheels. Deck A is playback only. So one playback head only and no erase head. And that is pretty clean inside here. I have cleaned the heads earlier in both cassette wheels. Deck B is record and playback, so two heads here, including a proper erase head. Capstan needs a good clean with a plastic kitchen abrasive pad. I definitely wouldn't use sandpaper here. There is automatic tape type sensors in both Deck A and Deck B. However, there is no indicator on the display to show this. Try again by looking at what you're doing and not through the camera. Yeah? Since you select these manually, there is a indicator for Dolby B and Dolby C on the display. Mechanically, neither of the cassette wheels work, but I can hear the motor running okay at regular and high speed, so the motor sounds okay, and the belts are probably trashed. So knowing that, let's just say I want this deck anyway. Let's see if it's okay electronically. To do that, I can use my phone and a headphones to RCA cable to run a signal through the deck's inputs. While I'm here, quick tour of the back of the unit. Power consumption 13 watts. Remote controlled data connectors on green RCAs. These were made in Korea between 1990 and 1993. Some Dolby licensing disclaimers. Back to where I was. Here I have everything I need to check the deck's electronic side as opposed to its mechanical condition. A phone with RCA to headphone cable, a cassette, any cassette will do, a pair of headphones, and feeding that signal into the deck itself, and see what comes out the other end at the headphone jack. For this, I'm going to use Deck B, the deck you can record on. with the cassette in the well, press pause and then press record, and now feed the signal in. So this deck is definitely capable of recording on cassettes, and it's more than likely that it can play cassettes as well. Let's turn that down a little bit. And since there's no drive to either of the cassette decks from the motor itself, I can't test deck A. Wonder what the belts look like in this deck. Now I have a frequency generator app on my phone, hence the tone, but you can use anything as a signal to feed through that deck. It doesn't have to be any particular frequency or anything. And just this video would do even. Let's unplug it and have a look inside what's going on with the belts. And here it goes. And yeah, belts hanging off everywhere here on the left. And this one's not much better on the right. I thought that was a belt too. It's just some scribbles on the motor, but that one's gone. And this one's very loose, even just by looking at it. Yeah. And that's the buttons and the display behind that circuit board. Rest of electronics. I'm just an idiot compared to the guys who designed this, but the heatsink, if it was mounted to the chassis, that would be better, yeah. One internal fuse, which is good. And I can see one gold star chip in here, so that's Korean as well. This is a counterbuilt, or more precisely, what's left of it. And this motor to flywheel belt is not much better off. This one, yeah, I'd say, yeah, look at it. There it goes. That's not much better off than anything else. Mechanism made in China. Single motor. And this is a motor pulley there, and all the all the belts are bunched up on there, so that's that'll need a lot of cleaning. Yeah, and this is like a boombox mechanism on one motor. The flywheels are not really heavy. But it's got respectable specs if you look at the spec sheet for a entry-level deck, I suppose. I'm going to put it back together for now and put it on the to do later pile, I suppose you could say. Yeah, if you've got a capstan that's dirty, like on this bead deck in here, I would not advise using even like 1200 paper on this. What you are rubbing off is rust, and the capstan is chrome. Once that chrome comes off, that rust is going to attack that capstan. It's going to be gone in 6 months' time. So try to clean it off without using abrasives or full-on abrasives anyway. Thank you for watching, and see you next or the previous video.